same direction. You can't tell me that BDS are going to be surprised by any stretch, but going into this best of 5, Stumpy, it's going to come down to the physicality. Atomic has been unrelenting as of late, jumping from a 1.09 to nearly 3 demos per game. That physicality has to come out in full force in this series.
I mean, that's something that's going to be shutting down BDS as well, where they rely so heavily on having players that can rotate around and around. I've compared them previously to a conveyor belt of shark's teeth. A Monkey Moon is the incisor at the front.
I mean, the scoring gets going early, and it's no surprise. Monkey Moon, 84% goal participation for BDS. He is one of the key factors, the catalyst, the facilitator everywhere on the field. And already, the boys from Europe get themselves on the board.
A poor save attempt as well from Chicago, where he was sideways and awkward, but he really should have had a better opportunity to save that goal. Great bump attempt by Mark, leaves it again to the double save having to come in, and G2 immediately under that press, feeling the squeeze of the BDS vice.
And the litmus test for G2 early on does come from the defensive end. How many attempts will it take before they're able to read the shots from Mark by 8? It looks like it's not just happening yet.
We've noticed throughout this in the last couple of days, and especially during that KSO phase match and also SSG earlier, when you score, you shout, you get loud, you scream, you intimidate your opponent, and you just go crazy. BDS may well be the most opposite to that we have ever seen. They were just like, nice, good goal. Like, and that's it. That works. That's exactly what they need. It's why they're such a unique team, where they just don't believe that they are, the best team in the world, despite the fact right now they are. JNaps, though, actually securing a top corner shot with the goal as well. Extra whipping on the back.
That's a great play by Chicago. Immediately gets downfield to meet the rebound, gets the corner boost instead, and just gets in a position to continue the challenge from G2. That's the type of goal they're going to need in this series, to constantly apply pressure on that offensive third. So far, G2 doing what works.
I mean, you speak about pressure, and BDS are the best team in the world at that, where they can continue pushing despite having 0 boost sometimes. The rotations we've seen from every player on that team, where they have nothing in the tank, and yet their movement is so efficient that they're able to work their way round the defense and just score, or at least make it hard for the defense to stay nice and steady. So G2, they're going to have to deal with the pressure on their end, as well as applying it down the other side.
Been a couple of quality challenges through those corners, but a long clear will send it towards the adjacent side, where Mark by 8 is ready to meet it back down to the ground we go. For BDS, it's been that midfield pressure early on in game 1 that's catapulted them to a 2-1 lead. But in general, G2 are very good at dictating the pace through the sidewall. Atomic, one of the best players in North America at it in Chicago, getting a little bit cheeky off the ceiling early on. We're looking for G2 to continue this pressure, Stumpy, and with that demo, you give yourself a good chance.
Decent chance for Atomic there as well, but just about saved away from the BDS defender. Good demo again. JNaps removing from the pitch, and with his shot, he gets the second goal.
We'll give credit to T-Bates. He talked about JNaps and pulling up from behind the midfield line, so the demo does connect, but hey, the shot's off downfield already. We got ourselves a tie game. And going into the series, this was a matchup that a lot of people expected could be a preliminary favorite for the grand finals. And already, we find both these teams firing on all cylinders.
I mean, G2 in North America through this entire season has just been so fun to watch. I doubted the Drees move. I've been proved so unbelievably wrong with that, because Atomic is a player that just makes G2 better, and Chicago are better for 3 goals.
Base camp start to light up, and it's G2 yet again. Atomic circling through that back line, but Chicago doing what JNaps did prior, just 1 goal ago. Team BDS caught off guard on some of their rotations, and you can see the hesitancy starting to set in some of their facials.
I'm really enjoying the G2 are just going for these random shots as well, and taking opportunities to shoot when, realistically it may not always go in, but you get 1 in 10 shots you take, you lose nothing.
BDS don't just score once, they get multiples, and that's a danger for G2, but we talk about one of the best offenses in North America, shots per game as well. Big bump, JNaps looking for the center, just wasn't quite there, and a booming clear towards the backboard, but BDS in position yet again to play off the ball before Atomic squeals it away and plays it into the corner. Slowed down once more. Not a lot of boost here for BDS, but instead, their counterattack starts from the back wall.
Good chance extra to go high, gets 1 flip reset onto the backboard. Atomic can save it to the corner. Good clear away as well, but intercepted by Mark by 8. Can he find somebody central? No, instead, Chicago's the man to keep the ball away from him. Monkey Moon with the receive, and Chicago trying to get on the demo board.
If you've been watching VOD of BDS, you know their counterattacks start right on the offensive third, but more importantly, they're able to scoop the ball off the backboard, clear it downfield. Monkey Moon marked by 8 extra in a position to extend. Early here, another shot towards the net, saved away by JNAPS. No one else from G2 around. It's another attempt for BDS. A big bump misses, and G2 get out yet again.
Monkey Moon going for the in and out save, but instead of saving the ball, he wants to save his teammates' attempt, trying to get that the defender out of the way, clear them down the pitch, make them feel a little bit silly. JNAPS though over the top of one, marked by it, has to reach backwards, connect his nose to that. 1 minute 20, G2 leading 3-2.
They pull back a little bit on the aggressiveness. It's that midfield line that G2 have done so well at controlling for the last minute 30. Atomic very far pushed up with that extra 50 win. Could JNAP sneak ahead and fill in the lane? Sure, but BDS will escape with a moment. 39 boost in the tank will grab the corner, so extra physicality coming through on the other side. Orange have been all the BDS, but they haven't been able to convert it for a goal.
Extra in Chicago, trying to get a little bit of a midfield play going as Mark Bay does get the flip reset, can't quite get the ball, instead aims for the man with Atomic on the left-hand wall. It's extra to intercept it, but with nobody from BDS, it just falls nicely for G2. A demo in the midfield, extra removed for 3 seconds as JNAPS gets nothing. Monkey Moon round 1, he gets the third.
Oh, that chip save through the corner did nothing for G2. It's a weird clear here from JNAPS, but he kind of ran into the sidewall and clips the edge. Monkey Moon takes advantage of the misread and just bullies his way towards the net. Tie game, 38 seconds to go. This game 1 is going to be a long one for this best of 5, but Stumpy, sometimes it does come down to one single crucial goal. Who's going to get it first?
BDS have got to be the favourites for it, but we were discussing before the series started that you thought that G2, if they're going to win a game, it's going to be game 1 and then BDS will figure them out. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. I think that BDS are such an AI of themselves where they're able to figure out what exactly a team is going to do, how they've been winning, and they'll just download them and figure out what the problem is. Atomic, though, with the long shot. 4 goals for G2. They start to get loud and the face cams get elevated.
I think it's clear that the change to Atomic has certainly worked off. I mean, the amount of goals he finds, cherry picking from the sidewall, a great pass from his teammate, but in general, G2 taking advantage of the space they're given. Where there's gaps, there's opportunity, and BDS yet again give up a goal that probably shouldn't have landed.
Final 10 in G2's possession. Great play for G2 fans with Atomic on the left-hand wall. More possession just being grabbed and held, wrestled away though. BDS, Monkey Moon to send it high. Marked by 8, right wall. So it drops low though. Monkey Moon has to get a touch to it. He does. Intercepted by Atomic. Can extra get anything from this? Not quite enough. G2, game number 1, and against all odds, they make the gods bleed.
Not the surprise of G2 taking game 1. It's the surprise that BDS had lackluster defense in the backline. So many shots went over their head. And just looking at the stats that broke down themselves, you look at JNAP's 678 points early on, but all around the board, it was G2 who controlled the pace of play, and they dictated that constant pressure in midfield.
It was also 2-0 for BDS to start off this game, and I was thinking, this is how they mean to go on. This is how it's going to finish up. G2, though, they got a couple of goals so quickly after that. Spaceman, it's so nice seeing you. It's so nice seeing you in person. We can actually hang out. I've wanted this moment for so long. You guys can't see. He's actually on a box.
Don't tell them that. Why would you tell them that?
You're on a box. He's on a box, and that's okay. We love our short kings.
We're halfway around the continent to get put on a box. It's amazing. But look, if we take a look at game 1 and how G2 were able to establish some of their rhythm, a lot of the times you break up that monotonous and homogeneous BDS style with those long touches off the sidewall, something Atomic is very good at, usually a specialist in North America. So far, that's how the majority of their goals were scored. If that's the case for this series, G2 should be favorites going into game 2.
And that's what we mentioned so frequently, is when you take those long shots and you force a defender to stay back and just a couple of car lengths further, all of a sudden BDS, they're attacking with 2 instead of 3. That can save a team, and that is what G2, I'm sure, have been practicing. Those long shots just shut down that offense just enough so that G2 are able to get away with it. Chicago up for the double, Monkey Moon to save it away, and immediately G2 on the press.
Plenty of time going into game 2. If you're just joining us, welcome into the final match here on Mainstream. It's G2 versus BDS. Both these teams fighting for the respective #1 seed in the group, with JNAPS with a ridiculous pinch through the crossbar. We'll get that out back to midfield, and Chicago escapes down to try to meet the ball, but one demo leads way to a man advantage. Still no goal just yet.
Mark Bay did just get bumped, and then he wave dashed into the wall, then gets demoed. Chicago having to have a couple of nibbles at him to remove him from the pitch. Now Monkey Moon on the right-hand side with 50 boost. He's marked by 8 central, but also sees the goal and glory and his name up in lights. Isn't able to score it this time, though, as Extra to the ceiling. We've seen how deadly he can be during the fall major, really making those ceiling passes something to be feared.
I mean, the shots from Monkey Moon don't scare me. It's these dunks and the extensions off the offensive rebound from Extra, Monkey Moon, and Mark by 8. Those are the ones that get in your craw if you're G2. You have to have a better chance at getting back out to midfield, clearing the ball away, and taking possessions out of BDS's hands.
Minute 15 has elapsed, and Chicago intercepted by Monkey Moon. Not quite early opening goals that BDS have been accustomed to getting, but we also do say that they do start off slow in series. Atomic, though, starts to continue that push from G2. Great read off that backboard. So much speed.
Atomic is somewhere on the sidewalk. 99 times out of 99, he's going to pull up for a shot. I promise you, he will take a look. Team BDS yet again. A relatively routine look from G2. They were unable to answer with, but hold on a moment.
Oh! How do you keep that out? That save from JNAPS on a shot that I thought, that's it. Brilliant shot, well done, move on, 1-1.
I mean, that's the way that BDS gets back into the game. A huge counterattack down the field with some creativity, but Monkey Moon with possession, trying to extend it through the corner. G2 doing a very nice job of cutting down BDS on the first touch.
Chicago goes long, finds his new Wonder Man, Atomic. Isn't able to get the shot off, however, and Monkey Moon just has to get a rushed touch, immediately giving possession back to G2 there. Not something that BDS going to be wanting to do too frequently, as Extra to the sidewall, again relinquishing that control. BDS looking less like they want tight control of this ball and happy to give it away if needs be.
BDS looking like day one BDS. This is a team that beat NRG at an international major to essentially win it all, and how well they have played from Sweden on. This is arguably the best team in Europe for 2 straight years. They've had some competition as of late, but it's clear that G2 have learned from their mistakes in Sweden. They have brought forth the pen and the paper, and so far they are taking notes on what BDS does wrong. Great extension from Chicago. No one else there to score.
I mean, in Europe, they're not even #1 when they come to these majors, and yet they have won 100% of the majors they've taken part in. All 3 from fall, and then the fall major. So all 3 from Season X, rather, and then the one for fall during this season. And it's something that you look at, and you see that kind of dynasty really start to build. G2, though, want to be a team that will deliver them their first international loss. That just hasn't happened. They've never been beaten by a team outside of Europe. That is mind-blowing.
They have a real good chance to do it right now. I'm watching the boost control at midfield and through the corners. Atomic and JNAPS are starving BDS. It's a miracle they've gotten back out to midfield on a breakaway for Extra, trying to find the dunk. Second touch not there, and cleared away yet again. BDS looking for another attempt, but Chicago in a one-on-one just clears the ball away.
Mark by 8 not quite on the same wavelength as Monkey Moon there, as he does receive a back pass, but Mark is on the rotation back himself. 125, and with BDS trailing by 1 goal, G2 looking to go 2 up. Amazing pass from Atomic. Manages to get it around that corner wall. Instead, though, it falls to James in the midfield. Extra now really starting to speed things up.
In the last minute or 2, BDS has gotten 1 midfield pad, and that's it. They are starved. They have no way to get upfield, but luckily Monkey Moon has a better angle on that shot. Extra trying to follow up with the extension. Regardless, it's taken away by G2 yet again. The dunk from Chicago burns time off the clock. If you're BDS, you need to pull up field, you need a counterattack, and you need it now.
Monkey Moon really is going to look back at that shot and think he should have scored it, and I would agree with him in the future. It's a shot where he has no opposition. He just had to send it somewhere there is not a defender, and he couldn't manage it. 35 seconds left. Chicago for 1. JNAPS off the crossbar. Still 1-0 for G2.
This cutoff by Atomic is huge. The interception with the infield pass on the 1-2. Great save from Chicago to flip it high, but Monkey Moon is there off the backboard. Team BDS now applying the pressure. 2 men up, 1 circling through the backline. It's a 2-1 split with Mark by 8 looking for boost. 54 in the tank for Chicago. A long clear downfield towards the backboard. Cleared away yet again. 12 seconds to go. BDS, they get 1 push and they get it now.
Monkey Moon chance to go up for 1. Does bump Atomic out of the way. Extra on target, but the bump doesn't find its way in instead. G2 stay solid, they stay strong, and they secure game number 2.
That is composure of the gods from G2. Take note, BDS now on series point.
I don't understand how that last shot didn't go in. JNAPS over 600 points in that game. He is looking phenomenal. He is taking everything to BDS and he is making it terrifying. G2 on series point are in a position that no other team has been in ever. They are looking to take down BDS as an international team.
We thought the demos might be the factor of this game, what facilitates a lot of the offense for both sides. You're even just looking at how G2 is being able to create a lot of their shots through the elbows because of those demos from Atomic, how he has stepped up in that category. Folks, what you're seeing on your screen is not a fluke. G2 are up 2-0 for a reason. They have mitigated the disasters at midfield that BDS can create. They've locked down Monkey Moon and Mark by 8, and they're taking rebounds away from Extra. All of this game plan has gone into the VOD reviews, the studies they had from Sweden, and G2 are in a position to clean sweep BDS.
G2 are outplaying them on every front. They are quicker, they are more accurate, they are more deadly than BDS have looked in this series, and they are looking to go 3-0. Chicago with a nice early shot after Atomic gets the demolition on Extra, removing him from the pitch. G2's just opposition they are putting forward to BDS is something that I don't think in their wildest dreams, realistically, they would have seen happening at their first major with Atomic.
I mean, the keys to victory for G2 have been take the ball away off the opposite backboard when BDS get into position to steal it. Not only that, score early and continue that pressure. BDS looking for something on the defensive end, but JNaps will play it through the corner, taking away yet again possession here for the boys in blue, and full tank for Extra. What can he find out towards midfield? Atomic with the, looks like a weird 50, but regardless, it's right back out to the other side.
We've really not seen BDS being able to flex their mechanics either, where they just don't have time on the ball. Monkey Moon there, going for the shot instead of the pass. I don't know why. Extra's in a great position for it. JNaps flicking over one as well. I think Monkey Moon, he just doesn't want any of that control, the close control that he's normally so famed for and that he's a specialist for in Europe as well. Not being able to keep it close to his chest and then go for something beautiful is very out of character.
I mean, it's as simple as being able to use your mechanics when you have boost to do so, which BDS have not had much in this series. And the ball possession, they just have been lacking in that department. It's been all of G2 and this constant three-headed Hydra offense that G2 are known for. Atomic just spreads it a little bit wider towards the side wall, so you're getting all of G2's purity, and you're getting all of JNaps' commitment to the play.
The bumps on the backboard are just beautiful. Atomic parking in front of Monkey Moon, saying, you're not getting to that ball. There is no way I let you through. Holding him back by the collar and yanking him to the ground. G2, the first goal in game number 3.
Ask and you shall receive. You wanted physicality, you got it. You got yourself an opening goal, G2, well done. Atomic trying to get a little bit fancy with the juggle, looking for the dunk, but here comes Chicago, playing it through the corner, and this ball jets itself back to midfield.
3 minutes remaining with Extra needing to get something going for his team. We look to him in times of woe in Europe, and this is certainly one of those times. To top this group, G2 look favourites by a mile right now.
BDS need to wake up. They need it now. There's a big shot blocked again. Atomic in position to always find the extra touch. Atomic, full boost, the hesitation and the slow from Chicago. JNaps will not push too far. Extra off target, indicative of BDS's struggles in this series.
He was also on such low boost. He started his dribble with about 15 and he just couldn't get around. If he had boost there, he catches it, goes to the flick, gets a bump, something different. All he had was go for a hook shot and try and hope it squeezes into the opposite corner. Didn't come out in the end. Half the game gone and G2 well on their way.
Oh my God! Bow down to Monkey Moon!
That man making magic moments out of nowhere at this major does one again. That may well be a saving grace for Team BDS. They draw level.
They needed something to wake up this team. The best player on that roster just did it. And with 2:16 to play, you have to feel that life has been injected back into BDS.
Good chance there. Marked by 8, unable though to squeeze that ball in as it bounces awkwardly in front of the net. Monkey Moon on the right hand side. Very little boost though, and so does get beaten by Atomic. Extra up to beat 2. It's now a 1v1. Mark passing to Extra. Back to Mark. Goes to the top corner. BDS lead.
The infield passing that was so crucial for BDS's success early on once they made it to the RLCS is now back for the winter major. Great touch there. Everyone getting involved. They get the lead right back.
Under 2 minutes and BDS looking much, much better, getting that cohesion working together. G2, they must have eyes on shutting that down. Keep them demotivated, keep them in the ground. Bury BDS while you can, because Monkey Moon is rising to the stars.
Maybe it didn't take just one game. Maybe we have to find a reverse sweep for this to happen, but all of a sudden, BDS wake up. They find the challenges, they're making the reads, and they're getting their pre-jumps off in time. G2 can't escape on the defensive end.
That pre-jump is nasty. That is cruel, that is mean, that is unwarranted, and it is tacky for Monkey Moon to go for that, and yet he does. That's what he's feeling now, and G2, this series ain't over yet.
Start to feel the hair on your arm rise a little bit. All of a sudden, BDS in position, but JNAPS doing everything necessary for G2, keeping them in this game.
Extra giving that ball away, does go for the bump, but the demo from Chicago opening up the net entirely. JNAPS then can dish it round from the backboard. Only one goal separating these two teams. 1 minute 30 till the end of the game, and G2, 2 goals, wins in the series and the group.
They got the possession off the kickoff, and G2 do it yet again from the ceiling. Chicago, so much boost burn on this extension. The center to JNAPS. The shot from JNAPS. Tie game G2.
How does he sneak it past double defenders? Chicago with the ceiling pass gets it out from the backboard, and JNAPS into the corner, marked by 8, a hair's width away from sending it to the post. G2, all of a sudden, are drawn.
That's an orchestrated call by Atomic to get that bump and be in position, ready just in case for the rebound. Here comes Atomic and G2 yet again. Extra will be there for the corral, but into the corner we go.
That boost steal from Atomic as well, just so perfectly positioned, able to take it away. And although BDS do continue this play on so little, that's what they do. They bought that goal from the charity shot.
That is a back-breaking attempt. Atomic just misses, and JNAPS realizes the commit, has to circle back, but at that point, little too late. BDS capitalizing on a mistake from G2 in crucial moments.
If anybody just looked at Extra's camera during that goal, he just really casually scratched his face and just went, let's go. Just so calmly and so gently that you would have barely heard it. Monkey Moon with the double save is able to keep it away. 50 seconds and BDS with the lead. Chicago
getting very cheeky up in the air, using the stealing as the extra man, as JNAPS wanted more out of that touch. Atomic will meet it on the sidewall. You have to feel the G2 are gearing up for a shot here. Instead, cut off, extended downfield, Extra, now going to try to fly out for boost. One to the corner we go, numbers colliding into a traffic jam, but G2 maintain possession.
It's such an interesting time right now in this game where G2, they just scored 2 goals to bring it back to 3-all, and then suddenly now BDS have the momentum. Both these teams are riding with so much momentum, but in completely different ways, and I don't know who comes out on top. The final 10 seconds, though, that will decide it.
It feels like we're poised to at least go, potentially, to Champions Field. But in this moment in time, it will be BDS with 1 extra touch, 1 extra kill, who send it to a Game 4.
That was BDS looking so much better, where they weren't being shut down nearly as much and they had a little bit more freedom to flex their mechanics, and they were able to actually link up with each other. BDS taking the lead, G2 though, the mental to bring that back and the ability that they just showed to get back to that 3-all scoreline, immediately taken away from them by BDS. Outstanding play from them. This is everything people wanted. Everybody wanted this to be the explosive, incredible, beautiful matchup where we see Rocket League at its peak, and BDS G2 are showing it.
I mean, what did we talk about? We talked about boost control and being able to get upfield with possession. Once BDS started to jump those reads, all of a sudden we're watching BDS again. And it's amazing what can happen once that confidence is reinstilled. G2 still do have the advantage going into Utopia, but Stumpy, I gotta tell you, the pendulum starts to swing in the other way, and G2's hopes for this series might have been a little bit too far.
G2's grip on that pendulum just slipping out their fingers slightly. They almost had it to the top, and now it starts to begin the descent down, and BDS are ready to receive it. Monkey Moon to start off the scoring instead, saved away by Atomic. Immediately explosive on Utopia.
That's how you want to start off on kickoff if you're BDS. Keep the pressure going like you did in the end of game number 3. Welcome in to Utopia. So far, it's been all of the boys in blue, continuing the pressure into the offensive third. A bit of a stall up into the corner for G2. Not a lot of clean touches, but finally we can breathe back out at midfield.
Extra to receive that awkward ball from Chicago. Marked by 8 onto the left-hand wing. And instead 50s with Atomic. He tries to go for the pinch as well, and the doink over the top. Great demo save. Monkey Moon up for the double, down for the kill.
You're going to have to watch out for the bumps, and you're going to have to challenge Monkey Moon once he gets towards the backboard. He's immediately up for the read, but G2 nowhere to be found. Atomic a little bit too late, and JNaps can only look up and watch the moon fly right over.
You have to just sit in there at that point and just pray, I hope I'm in the right spot. I hope 5 seconds ago I made the right decision. Monkey Moon with a quick snapshot, JNaps to save it away and continue with the clear as well. Mark by 8, sending it high and awkward. And before, we were saying that those shots, those touches from BDS were annoying. They were giving the ball away. Now, they're putting that ball in an awkward position for G2, forcing them to move and burn boost, something that was not happening earlier, despite what may look like the exact same thing happening. This time, those clears have a game plan.
The face cams, the gameplay. Cool, calm, collected from BDS. Consistent across the board, offensively, defensively, counterattacks, transitions down the sideline, getting boost. It's all been there. And they're putting all the pieces together. Extra somehow maintaining possession off the backboard, cleared away by Atomic, but how far will this one get out towards midfield? Well, luckily, JNaps does get the extra touch. JNaps for a dunk, JNaps for the tie goal.
That is such awkward defense from BDS, where JNaps getting that shot immediately is so good, but Mark, he's only got that forward momentum on the 2D plane, the very sideswipe goal, where it comes down towards him, he can only send it back towards where JNaps is lurking, and JNaps was very much lurking.
We can't overstate how important that equalizer was for G2 to stop the bleeding. Coming in from game 3, they desperately needed something to go their way. Finally, they have a goal.
3:15, and with the ball finding JNaps, and the net is the target with Monkey Moon now. 30 boost and a wave dash, but no goal to be defended just yet. Atomic tries to go around the top, and just a couple of awkward goals again, harkening back to the game 1, game 2. Taking shots at net, see what happens, see if it goes in. If not, we're committed 1 man and 30 boost. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a lot of resources here for G2 past midfield, but you certainly have some room to work with through the corners. Chicago going to try to play it off the back wall, and here comes BDS. 2 man up at a time, now a breakaway chance. It's a foot race back to the ball. Atomic can't get there. JNaps cutting it down to the other side. And in this position for BDS, they're just trying to keep this chippy and choppy up in the air, so there's no clean touches for G2.
Halftime in this game, and nothing to separate the teams. G2, all they've got to say is they have 2 games as opposed to just the paltry 1 that BDS has got themselves. Chance for BDS to go for this big push. Marked by 8. Just actually about getting a touch on that ball. I thought he missed it from the ceiling. Extra shooting. JNaps, though, with the diving across save.
And you have to be prepared for that if you're G2. You have to be prepared for that shot. BDS not leaving anything on the table, sparing no expense going into game 4. Push back on the defensive end. G2 now counting their chances, waiting for their opportunity to strike. They will not get the corner grab. You do have Atomic pushed up. This is dangerous now. It's a breakaway from Mark by 8. Can he get it around to Monkey Moon? Extra still there for the rebound. Extra somewhat on target, saved away.
Yeah, somewhat on target, but very much too slow. Just not able to do it. And Mark by 8 with little boost. Those times starting again where you see a really good play develop. You look top left, and they just have nothing. That blue bar is depleted. They're rocking with 20, and that's just clearly not enough to get anything going. 1 minute 30, a dangerous shot coming in just above the crossbar for G2. 10 seconds gone from that point. G2 and BDS still utterly even.
I mean, it's very much been a tug of war from both sides, neither getting the cleanest of looks, but whose hand's going to slip first? That one mistake could cost you the go-ahead goal. With about minute 7 to go, looking for the center, the takeaway from Atomic. G2 not allowing the backboard touch.
This tiny, awkward little touch that Extra was going for will completely mess up your defense. They will not know where to go. That's a brilliant chance. Extra swiping across that ball, gets it above both defenders.
You got 55 seconds, and you can only tell the BDS are going to step up to the call. Upside down, Extra says, hey, I got all the room I need. 2-1 for BDS. Under a minute to play here in game 4.
There was also a bump coming in from Mark, where he just cleared away that final defender. And that was so integral to that goal going in. Monkey Moon getting a lovely awkward touch away from the attacking player. JNaps, though, with boost, challenged by Mark by 8, though. Atomic sends it high. Extra from the ceiling out of nowhere. And BDS may well be answering this wish of a champion's field.
A lot of infield passing for G2. Very much stagnated, one at a time, individual hits. BDS have been reading it. A flip towards the backboard, extra touch right back down. Anyone else for BDS there? Yes, Monkey Moon finding the third goal.
Monkey Moon just attacking on that shot as it comes in from extra. So well choreographed by everybody on BDS. Mark catching so low on boost again, but actually doing something about it. 2 goals separating these teams, and soon to be none as we progress onto Game 5.
Wake up and smell the Game 5. You can feel it coming. But G2 have other plans, potentially off the kickoff. Could they find themselves a second goal? The wind sucked out of their sails early on in game number 3, and BDS waste no time reestablishing their dominance in this one. Stumpy, it's only fair by the final match today. BDS and G2 will go to Champions Field.
Major is magic, and these guys are wizards. Game number 5 heading towards Champions Field, where G2 were 2 games up in the series, and BDS managed to bring it back. It has been such a turnaround, and the mentality on G2's side, you have to do so much as the coach mentally, as Sathu, to say, guys, don't worry. We've won 2. We just need to do it again. We need to push forward.
Beautiful duality of Rocket League is what team does well in the early start of a series, the other team starts to struggle with. G2 had the pressure, had the looks, had the boost. In the last 2 games, it's been all of BDS, and G2 have looked essentially what BDS looked like in the first 2.
Yeah. BDS looking like a different team in these most recent 2 games. Teammates on the desk must be sweating, because earlier on, Dazarin came into backstage so confidently during NRG versus Endpoint and said, the prophecy is coming true. We win these. And I don't imagine that Teammates was quiet, because I don't think he's been quiet since he literally couldn't talk as a baby. This is where so much is going to go down. BDS versus G2 on Champions Field, where all of these competitors are doing their best to, for G2 side, defend it. Okay, guys, we had this. Don't push it. Don't go too far. Let's not overextend. Let's take it away. And BDS on Game 5 brought to you by Lamborghini. It's all gonna be decided here and now.
This is all for the number 1 seed in the group. Neither team will go home, don't worry, but hey, there's a lot of bragging rights going into Game 5. Stumpy, we knew it had to come to this. The way that G2's played early on in this series, the way that BDS have rallied and found the cavalry late, it all comes down to 1 5-minute match. Early on, G2 do win the kickoff. Atomic trying to find it on the opposite side wall. No one else pushed up. Finally, JNabs will get the call, but Chicago lingering back with Atomic. It's BDS who should get possession.
G2 have only been reverse swept once this season, back with Shopify Rebellion. And BDS haven't yet reverse swept anybody this season, so I imagine they don't go down by 2 or 3 very often whatsoever. Through the smoke, Monkey Moon progresses towards the goal, but saved away by Atomic.
Where does the possession come through for G2? Do they keep it on the ground in this Game 5? Well, that breakaway chance could lead to the opening goal here. Instead, we sit at 0-0. 17 in the tank, extra. Looking for a teammate in circulation, but instead, we send 2 numbers back to midfield, and we'll try yet again.
Monkey Moon wants to continue this push down with 0 boost, manages to bounce it off the floor. Chicago challenging versus extra. It falls in a very similar position. And JNabs against Mark by 8. That back left corner getting a hell of a lot of love. Nice touch from extra. Central again with 30 boosts. He can go for the shot. Saves away from Chicago.
That's what scares me now. Extra starting to feel comfortable up midfield, getting those rebounds and extending for Team BDS. We've seen him do it before. The facilitator, yet again, making plays when needed to. The boost there for G2. The follow-ups there from G2 as well. They need to continue that pressure, Stumpy.
That pressure has been something that we've not seen for a couple of games now, and they're going to desperately need that to come back as BDS, they're going to be forming pressure of their own, and diamonds have very much started to fall.
Oh, what a great touch. Chicago just can't get around the bend. That was impressive from G2. But no one else there. Secure the shot. Through the corner we go. G2 yet again looking for some extra boost, and Chicago will get it to meet it in the air. Oh, wow, what a touch.
What?
He has to force a save on extra, but G2 now clamping down.
I don't know how Chicago managed to get that shot out. He just shot it over the top of, I think it was Monkey Moon. I can barely process how fast he was just then, and yet it still didn't find its way in. That's the caliber of shot that either of these teams has to expect to actually be able to score. Chicago uncontested in the air until Mark with his pre-jump is just sitting pretty, waiting, ready to meet him.
Every time G2 start to orchestrate their offense, BDS take the ball away, immediately down the field for a counterattack. You have to keep that in mind if you get too far pushed up. Monkey Moon will take it away. BDS certainly holding their possessions for as long as possible in the defensive end. Atomic, oh my, what a dunk that could have been. JNAP's in a position, no center, the fake to Chicago, Scorched Earth Protocol. Chicago opens up game 5.
JNAP's acting as a flare in the skies, distracts everybody as Chicago then can go in for the kill. The secondary sniper is the man who hits the target.
Don't let BDS get the ball on the backboard, take it away, and you'll find yourself something nice. G2 yet again in a position to put one more on the board. Chicago right off the kickoff, forcing these challenges from BDS. And now you're looking at a transition down the field.
Final 2 minutes, just over halfway in this game. G2 with that lead, that's got to be huge for them mentally. You wonder if BDS get that first goal, maybe then the attack just continues and more goals fly in. G2 stopping that bleeding, the wound being cured. It's going to be huge for them.
But what could be from the elbow is Extra pulling up for a cheeky shot. If Mark by 8 gets in position to play towards the backboard, get a little physical with Monkey Moon, the mechanics start to blossom more for BDS, but in this spot, you desperately need a sustained drive downfield. It could start from here, the cutoff there. Chicago trying to meet it in the air yet again. BDS do find the save.
These interceptions from G2 for any clear that BDS put forward, they burn so much boost and it's working every time. Extra on 0 again for a challenge. Monkey Moon to chip it high, but Atomic to keep it away. Monkey Moon yet again going for 1, but Atomic is everywhere.
It's only a 1-goal game. G2 trying their best on defense, but the pressure from BDS be getting them out, and not a lot of boost on that swing. Here comes a full tank for Chicago. They need a booming clear, and they need it now with 60 to play.
Awkward touch though from JNAPS does leave Atomic scrambling to clear that ball away with Mark and 30 boost. A shot on target, which I don't hate, but G2, they're sitting back. They are letting BDS attack them as hard as they want, and they are resisting. That net will not be pierced if they've got anything to say about it. Monkey Moon, thankfully, does have a lot to say about it, and he shouts it from the rooftop.
That's just great extension from Mark by 8 and leaves off Atomic again, falling a little bit too far off on the outside of the ball, misses his read, but in the end, it's BDS who take advantage of the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, with 38 seconds to play, tie game.
Mark by 8 from the back, tries to go high over the top of Atomic, isn't able to though. Does get one awkward touch, however, and Chicago has to get one challenge to it. With JNAPS and Extra facing off in the corner. They see the whites of each other's eyes, and Monkey Moon comes in to strike. Another one from Mark through the smoke screen though. We're all baffled. It doesn't find its way in.
13 seconds, BDS are pressing. Mark by 8 for the touch. Mark by 8 off the top bar. It's still out. G2, a breakaway chance. It's Atomic downfield. 3 seconds to go. You have plenty of boost. You have to keep it up. BDS on the counterattack. Monkey Moon looking for 1. Monkey Moon with 0 boost. He has Mark by 8 there. Blocked. Overtime. Game 5. Here we go.
BDS nearly killing it at the death of the game, and this one will decide who is #1 in the group and goes through. It's open as Extra can clear it away into the corner. Mark up high, sends it towards that net. Atomic has to get a good clear here and does so. Sends it low to Chicago with Monkey passing it off to Mark by 8. This cohesion from everybody on the pitch is beautiful to see. It's like a choreographed dance.
It's golden goal opportunity, and BDS circling on that extra cut. Monkey Moon trying to get a little bit more aggressive. I like the play, but you have to worry about the back line. Mark by 8 is certainly there. An Extra might come up for the extension. Instead, we sit back with 2 now for BDS. Very defense heavy. They don't want to give up a long clear.
Yeah. With BDS having 2 back, it becomes near impossible to score on. However, it also means that their offense is so undermanned, and then it looks like then they won't be able to go in and do any scoring of their own. Atomic 1 demo on Mark by 8, goes for the second. Extra has to come in to clear that ball away. Atomic onto the backboard. Monkey Moon though to make first contact. JNAP's up for the second. Hasn't got the boost to do so, but my God, did he have the ambition.
That's a long touch. That's Extra up, and Extra has boost on target. Saved. Atomic there. BDS right back. Extra into the corner. It's madness right now in midfield. Monkey Moon and BDS will slow it down. 1 more touch is all they need, but G2 breathing heavily now to get right back out in midfield.
Oh, that's nearly in, and it's saved away twice from that right post. BDS keep themselves alive, extra central, but the only man there is JNaps, and that man is deadly when he has just a little bit of space. Instead, though, shut down this time, Atomic for the double. Instead, though, doesn't manage to get a touch. High from JNaps. Mark, the first man to that ball, but with nobody following up, it will be a free clear for G2.
G2 aren't finding the touches. Mark by 8 with the touch onto Chicago, and still there. The demo might open up a play now. You have opportunities here through the gaps, but it all comes down to one extra swing. Monkey Moon looking for Mark by 8, taken away by Atomic yet again. 33 boost, G2 now in the advance.
This next goal decides everything in the group. As Chicago with not a great touch. Monkey can shoot. He can't score though. Mark has to retreat with 0. He picks up the corner 100. Atomic to shoot top corner, but instead Extra is able to clear it away.
That's the type of plays you want if you're G2. Get mechanical. Atomic on the side wall again, trying to put the series on match death if he can. G2 take first seed, but BDS, the defense, has not faltered yet.
Oh my, just these interceptions. The Chicago goes for 1. The double miss as both players thought they were going to be able to clear that ball away respectively. 0 boost from Mark, but he continues. The ambition is there. Atomic up for 1 touch, beats out Monkey Moon, assists Chicago onto JNaps. The 3-man play, but Extra's the one to clear it from the blue line.
He was looking for Atomic, and Atomic circled off to get boost, so no one else was there for G2. But already, it's a counterattack now for BDS, but yet the possession falls right back to G2. Back to BDS, Extra extending, no one on the back pass still. We have Mark by 8 at midfield. Monkey Moon getting the connection, through the corner we go. Monkey Moon looking for another off the backboard. JNaps trying his best to stall out. G2 need to find some defense here.
Oh.
It's another triple touch off the backboard. BDS have nothing, and they can't get past G2.
Monkey Moon going time and time again for so many touches to try and get rid of any of that defense. Mark up for 1, tries to go down for the touch, isn't able to clear it away. Instead of forcing Chicago to do exactly that. Extra to the backboard, but Atomic, he's already lurking and waiting. Monkey, who can he see central? Chicago removes Extra from the pitch. A shot from Mark, saved away by Chicago this time. Doing so much, approaching 4 minutes in the overtime, and G2 aggress.
Extra was pushed up, he was trying to get boost, and he actually gets caught on the rotation, so G2 have numbers upfield now. They can play these one-on-ones and pull the safety off the play. Mark by 8 from the ceiling. No way BDS are able to find this one. JNaps yet again from the back wall will get it out for G2. Chicago with a backflip, but Atomic yet again saved G2 on their own goal line. The skin is there. Atomic downfield won't find anything.
Time and time again, these shots come in, and they've been working throughout the series, so why change it up now when you're on match point? JNaps, top corner, is able to deliver BDS their first ever international loss on the biggest stage in the world.
How do you even block this read from G2? The pass is immaculate, the read is improbable, and G2 in Game 5 overtime are able to stun BDS in an international event.
One of the best series we have ever seen G2 play, to withstand that deadly attack that BDS are putting on them time and time again. Smiles abound in the G2 camp, and they have earned the ecstasy they are feeling. It is something that G2 fans have waited an incredibly long time to feel, where they sit beautifully at the top of their group. BDS, they aren't number 1 for once.
The heartbreak on BDS's faces, you can feel they were so close to the reverse sweep, but this was the biggest test. This is the reason Atomic was brought into this team, to help facilitate moments like this in overtime on Champions Field, Stumpy. They picked him up for this reason.
Yeah.
They finally have a win to show for it.
So many question marks around Atomic, and they all need to change to exclamation marks. They were something. It was one of those decisions that you can't see why they would have made it at the time, and that emotion is the exact reason why they made that change. It's something where it's unquantifiable a lot of the time. I've unbuttoned and everything. I'm so warm right now because of how incredibly exciting that ended up being. Spaceman, we don't see that G2 every day.
We don't. And there was a big reason why the conversation started to blossom around G2 potentially being favorites in North America for this event. You just saw why. When they needed to clutch up, Folks, what did they do? They won in Game 5 OT. Doesn't get more clutch than that, brother.
Versus BDS,
Yeah.
a team that we have
Literally
said
BDS, by the way.
They didn't manage to be #1 in Europe. They haven't come through as #1 in Europe, but they came through as the best team in the world. But right now, we need to talk to the Giant Killers. Dazarin standing by.
First of all, guys, thank you so much for the toss. Chicago, congratulations on that series. That was an intense Game 5. I was shaking in my boots, but how was it for you?
I don't know. It's kind of indescribable. It's honestly probably the most intense Game 5 I've been a part of on LAN. And the fact that we won, which puts us top 6, 2 chances to play in front of the crowd. I mean, I couldn't be any happier, more proud of us. And, you know, it was looking scary, but I think we showed a really good part of our mentality, and that's a big part of Rocket League, and I'm super happy right now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good win. And, you know, I'm like in that booth over there just listening to the comms on the series. It was crazy. And I definitely want to talk about that because, you know, JNAPS and Atomic, they're very vocal. And, of course, you know, they have you do all the interviews. But, I mean, they definitely have a presence on the field. Talk to me about, like, your teammates and the communication you guys have.
Yeah, honestly, we talk every game on what's working well, what's not. So I think BDS did a really good job after games 1 and 2 to try and change stuff as well as we were doing stuff because I think we turtled up a little bit because we just wanted to win. And I think the entire time, us talking just brought up different ideas on what we were doing differently or what we could be doing better. And I honestly think that it's a whole team effort, including Sathu. I think that we started off Game 5 exactly where we wanted. And I think because of that, it gave us a lot of momentum for the rest of the game. We were feeling a lot more confident than Games 3 and 4.
Yeah, you know, I could tell that you guys are kind of like waiting to pounce on certain moments over the course of that series, especially in the Game 5, right? You guys go into it, you know, you guys are talking about going back to the basics, so to speak. But then when you get into it, especially in the overtime, you know, I think it was JNAPS who was calling out, Mark by 8, he's low on boost, he's low on boost. And then you guys like attack based off that. Are you guys have like clear indicators on when you guys had BDS on the ropes, so to speak?
Yeah, we know how good BDS is, and I really think they're the best probably counter-attacking team in the world. So there's times where you have to be extra careful and be like, okay, we know this offensive possession is not going to turn into anything. So when we say they're low or we know they're low, then it's like, okay, maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive, push us up, you know, go for a little bit more demos, more passes, more solos. And it's just picking and choosing. Sometimes you choose wrong, but sometimes you pick right.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it was super nerve-wracking, but you guys ended up pulling it through at the end. And you talked about it. You're going to be seeing the crowd there. You got to tell me how that feels.
Oh, my God. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what a crowd's like anymore. It's going to be absolutely absurd. And it's going to be nice because I'm going to have some family. I do it in my hometown, I guess you could say. And I honestly I don't even know what it's going to be like, but it's going to be absolutely insane.
Well, I'm excited for you because that's going to be like a crazy moment. Of course, you know, we want to give you a chance to throw any shout-outs you got out before, you know, we send you on your way.
Shout out to everyone supporting, family, friends, whatever. G2 Army, honestly, I hope to see you guys strong when it comes to the crowd. I better hear some loud cheers for the boys, and let's have a good time on Saturday. Catch some dubs.
That's right. Let's catch some dubs. We're going to send it back to the desk, including the G2 Army leader, T-Bates. We'll let the desk take it away.